All right. Welcome to Tuesday's lesson, September 15th. This lesson is on special characters. So we're still in chapter 1 and we're working on just basics of programming, learning some vocab, learning some print statements. And so we're just going to learn how to print like special characters today. Before we get to that, here's some warm-up questions for you to try. Pause the video and give them a shot. All right, so this code is actually kind of an error. I think what they're trying to print here is like a triangle, like a right triangle looking thing. But what actually be printed, because there's no ln, it would just print a star, but then it wouldn't print a return. It'd print 2 more stars, then 3 stars, and then 4 stars. Right, so it would print 10 stars in a row. Right, so because there's no ln, it's just going to print a row of stars. All right, so editor is the program we use to write our programs. So basically, you're just typing out a set of commands, and then the editor interprets them and runs the program. So for us, we just use the Eclipse as our editor. Okay, and again, you can use different ones, but I think Eclipse is going to work out pretty well. It's hard at first to get set up, but once you got it going, it's super useful. All right, a algorithm. We did it for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it's just a step-by-step process to complete a task. Okay, so again, like we might want to put a set of numbers in order. We might want to take the average of some numbers, but don't include the lowest one. Like some teachers throw out your lowest test score, so your test average would be the average of all the tests minus the lowest one, right? So we have different algorithms depending on what our goal is, what our task is. All right, and a computer program is roughly, I guess I would say it implements an algorithm. We have a plan, and then we have to write out the commands to implement that plan. That's what we do when we program. New stuff today. So special characters, and specifically how to use them in the print statements. And then definitely, this is kind of a short lesson. So if you have extra time today, I call it lab time in class, but if you are working at home, it'd be time to work on those chapter 1 programs, right? Which again are found out on our class site in the chapter programming sets, and we're just doing those chapter 1s right there. All right, and then I also too want to talk about like how do you like handle all the files in here, because you have to turn in electronic files, you have to get some from me, so that's part of today is to get a better grasp of file management. Okay, so in order to do fancy formatting things in our print statements, you use a backslash and then different things. Okay, so if you want a tab, we're going to do some tabs today. You do \t. If you want a new line, so doing println does a new line, but you could do a new line in the middle of something if you want. You do /n. Right? I'm trying to think of what else I really use. I use these quotes one. So when you do a print statement, you have these quotes, these double quotes, but if you want another double quote in here, the problem is that would end, right? That would end this quote. It would like end the string of letters. So if you actually want a quote inside of there, you put a slash like that. All right, so basically this is a little thing, little list here. The ones I really only ever use are the quote ones. Sometimes I would use a backslash one maybe here, and then definitely the tab, the /n and /t are the ones I really use normally. Okay, so we're going to practice using some of these in print statements. All right, and so here are some examples of some like special formatting we might want. We might want to put the word future in quotes because we really don't think Kirk Cousins is the future of the Vikings at all. If you wanted to have all these slashes, I think you'd need a double slash in your print. We'll do an example of that. And then again, these line up nice and neat, right, of my favorite students here. Then they would have a /t here in front of them. I'm not sure where Nick is. I'm not sure Nick's on. I don't understand. Maybe we should put Nick here because he's clearly my favorite student. So we'll put him on my list there. And so we're going to make stuff format nice and pretty in our program. Okay, and so to do this, I actually have the program started with some comments and stuff, and then I'm just going to have you fill in the actual code that does these different things. And so this is good practice with the file management. right? And so one of the tricky things is with Google Drive, there's two different parts to it, where you turn stuff in. Okay, so if you want to see that, how you turn stuff in this class, maybe I'll do a demo of this later. You just search for turn in with no spaces. You probably got to go to shared with me actually. Go to shared with me first, but then search for turn in. And then you'll find your turn in folder. There's one for each of you. I can see everybody's, but you'll just be able to see your own. Okay, so that's how you turn stuff in. And then to get stuff from me, the best way to do it is just to go to the link, and I put it right at the top, lesson notes and class code. Okay, and we're actually going to do that here because I want to give you this file. I want to push it out to you so you can actually get it and then edit it. All right, so to do that, you click on this link and then go to chapter 1 whenever it loads. Boom. Okay, so it loads up. Click on chapter 1. And then anytime I want to push some code out to you, there'll be starter code, so you'll click there. All right, and then the tricky part is you have to get this file from here into Eclipse. There's a couple ways to do it. You can definitely just click on it and then copy and paste it. Like you can copy all of the code and paste it. Obviously, you'd have to use the same name when you name your file, and you'd have to have the same package name. But that's certainly one way to do it. The way that I think is actually easiest, it's a little bit hard at first, but it's easier long term, is just to like download this. All right, so if I just download it, all right, and then I'm going to go to my downloads. Okay, so here's my downloads in my Windows file thing here, and then I can just drag this into Eclipse. I'm going to click it down here, go down to Eclipse, drag it, and then just drop it straight into my programs folder. Okay, and I'm not sure if that worked. Sometimes you have to hit refresh. So I'm going to click on this and hit refresh. Still didn't work, so maybe I'll give it one more shot here. If I can just do this, drag it straight across. Oh, it does not like it when I do that. Interesting. Okay, well, it looks like that's not going to work. Interesting. I thought it would work, but at any rate, what you don't want to do actually is you don't want to do file and open file. Lots of times students will do that and they'll like open the file you just downloaded and it actually won't work. So I guess the way I'm going to have to do this, which is a little trickier than I thought, is you can copy it, and then I'm going to go to my workspace. So I'm going to go to my desktop, go to my workspace folder, go to chapter 1, source, programs, and then this matches exactly what's here. Okay, so I'm going to paste my deal in here. And I got a weird 2 on the end because I had downloaded this already when I was practicing this lesson and stuff. So I'm going to take that 2 off, but that shouldn't happen for you if you downloaded it the first time. So anyways, now it's in here, but it doesn't show up in Eclipse yet. So you just got to refresh. So I'm going to right click on this and hit refresh. And then boom, now it shows up there. Okay, so now I can open it and start to edit. All right, so again, copy and paste will work too. You can do file, new, and then just copy and paste the code in. That will work. But I don't know, I like to put it in and hit refresh, especially if you have like, later you'll have to like load 5 or 6 files at once. And so it's easier to just, drop them all into this folder once and then hit refresh. But it's kind of up to you however you want to do it. Okay, so print out a string with quotes in it. So I'm going to do my system out print. And if you want a quick tip in, because you get tired of typing that out, you can type sys out and then hit control and spacebar, and it'll do system out print line. That's a pretty cool trick in Eclipse that saves you a little bit of time. So I'm going to type my thing, Kirk Cousins is the future. Okay, so the tricky part is I want to put future in quotes. So again, I can't just do a quote because that'll end my string. So I have to do a slash quote, backslash quote, and then backslash quote here. And then that'll print it out when we run it. That'll print out the word future in quotes. Okay, so it's a little goofy because you have to put the backslash first, but that's how it works. And so if you want to do a return, okay, so here I'm going to do that star pattern. So I can do a star and /n, that'll print a return, and then star star slash n, star 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 slash n, star 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 slash n. Okay, so doing something like that will just print like a triangle because it'll print the star and then a return after it. And I think I have spaces in there, so it might look a little goofy. But yeah, I got the one space, so I could take out all the spaces and it would line up nice and pretty. Or if you add one there, then it would line up pretty. Okay, so now see if you can try a tab one, right? So now that you've kind of got the idea that it's just a slash in there, see if you can do the tabs and maybe make a list of, I don't know, your favorite students or movies or whatever it is. All right, so hopefully you got a chance to try it. I'm doing print ln, so I have a return at the end of each of these, and then the /t will just make these line up nice and neat with a tab on them. My wife would never let me name any of our kids this, but these are just kind of math words I like. I do think Parabola would be kind of a cool name for a kid, but that's not going to happen. So anyways, you can see it printed out there. If you ever want to see this again, you can double click on it, make it big, and then double click on it again to make it small. So that /t is kind of nice certain times for formatting. It looks like that. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the special characters. /t /n and that thing. Just a couple other things is you can start to like append things. So like the reason this matters is we might have like a string. Let's do, I'll show you a regular one, I guess. So let's do Mr. Atkins, your age is, okay, and so you can do like a regular open and close of a string, and then you can do a plus, and then you can put in Mr. Atkins' age, 15, and then we could add in the end, do another plus and type years old. Okay, so we can mix both sort of quotes with numbers, right? And if I hit go on this, right, it says Mr. Atkins, your age is 15 years old. And in you might be saying here, Mr. Westpatal, like you could have just typed it like, let me see, let me show you this. Mr. Atkins, your age is 15, right? Years old. So you could say, oh, you could just do it that way, which is valid, all right? But like that certainly works. But the deal is later we're going to do variables because Mr. Atkins' age changes in theory, not his maturity, but his age. So if I do something like int age in, I don't know, Nick, maybe are you 17 now? So like this can be a variable instead of 17. So this is just an integer named age and has a value of 17. And so we can put whatever is in that variable right there, and it'll say, Mr. Atkins, your age is 17. Okay, and then if he was to change age, so we can say this will add 1 to age, so it'll change. So now it'll print out something different because now it should print out 18, right? Because the age has actually changed. So you can start to use variables inside of your print statements, and that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but just know that it's coming. You just use a plus system, plus symbol there. Okay, let's see this last part. All right, this last part, I'm going to make another video going over maybe just, I won't do this last thing, but I do want to talk about how you use the scanner thing, which is kind of neat. We're going to learn more about it in the next chapter, but I get asked about it a lot here in the beginning, so I'll just show you it here, but I'll need another video because I'm out of time. So click on the next one. Hopefully it'll be short and sweet.